Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. It's been a while since we've played this, but we're about to go over to the next world since we made it through the Olympus Coliseum and a little bit more of Traverse Town last time. I can't wait to see what's coming up next for us.
Well, based on the previous few parts, we're going to go do this gummy ship section, and then a minute or two, and we're going to have some sort of political figure appear with us, then they leave. It's been a pretty consistent pattern, so I'm not sure what else you're expecting.
Okay, sure, the pattern itself is pretty obvious, but it's more just having interactions with characters like us, but aren't exactly us, if that makes sense. That, and we get an insight into other people's events in their lives that we would have never known about if we didn't take this journey.
I really want to see another Joe come around here. I had such a good time listening to the other one in Wonderland.
Maybe you will, and since right around now is when somebody typically shows up, we're likely going to have our answer sooner than later.
My Daily Wire sources have confirmed someone else's presence, so they're about to materialize if they are indeed correct.
What the fuck? Where the hell am I right now?
Have my dreams come true? I've always wanted another me in my life, and after 3 crossovers, I've finally gotten it.
Oh, thank God. At least I'm not the only person with a brain here.
Oh great, we got Alex Jones and some unknown entity of darkness before getting another Barack. Even the multiverse without any cognitive thought is racist in having a quota of 1 black person at a maximum.
If Kamala actually wins, then we can bring that number up to 2, I think.
I think it's debatable that she's actually black, but apparently I get backlash on Twitter for saying that. Elon won't ban me, so it's fine, though.
Either way, now we have to endure these two, try to figure out which of them has the biggest ego, and they'll both win.
Setting aside from the fact of another Donald showing up, we did skip ahead to the gummy ship section where there was a portal as it's required to get to the next area, but we didn't bring that up yet.
I'm so excited to have another me here. This is going to be so much fun. This is probably pretty new for you, but you're in an alternate universe. We've been traveling to various Disney worlds and meeting up with political figures from other worlds at the same time, but we haven't seen another Donald yet, so this is pretty exciting to me.
Well, of course it's exciting to you. I am the Donald Trump after all. Well, actually, I guess I'm just one of the Donald Trumps, but whatever.
Yeah, we haven't found a good name to call other people that show up here, but yeah, it's good to have you here for a while.
Oh, I've seen this place before. Of course you bring me along to goddamn Aladdin Town, considering my editor is Indian.
This is quickly becoming the most racist episode, and we're not even 4 minutes in. If there's one video we're going to get canceled for, I think this is it. Are we able to mute this Donald so he doesn't get us demonetized?
Jafar, I've looked everywhere for Jasmine. She's disappeared like magic.
The girl is more trouble than she's worth.
You said you had things under control.
Agrabah is full of holes for rats to hide in.
For the comment earlier, Barack, normally I would agree that the rhetoric he shares would be detrimental to our channel, though. If he comes from another world where he's like this all the time, then perhaps it won't affect us as much as I'd typically think.
Surely this world will be ours when we find the keyhole.
We need all 7 princesses of heart to open the final door. Any fewer is useless.
Well, if the princess is that important, we'll find her.
Whoa, this guy almost sounds like the bad guy. It's been a while since I've watched the movie, though.
That's because he is the bad guy. Joe, this is Jafar. In the movie, he was hypnotizing with his snake scepter, and now he's using the Heartless to find Princess Jasmine.
It's too long. The heartless consume the careless.
Your concern is touching, but hardly necessary.
Hey, that's the lady who sang Speechless in the movie. I remember it better now.
That would be from the live-action version, so you're not entirely wrong, although this world was clearly more inspired by the animated movie. Also, there's the fact that the game itself came out over a decade and a half before the live-action version.
Oh yeah, that was a little different than what's happening here. It doesn't look live action at all.
So, Donald, or rather the Donald we're not used to seeing here, I should say, are you familiar with Kingdom Hearts at all? The presidents are playing this for the first time, so they're enjoying it so far.
Are you shitting me? Of course I know Kingdom Hearts. I still cry every time I hear Kyle Landry's rendition of Dearly Beloved. Certified banger, 10 out of 10.
Very interesting that a few of the guests we've encountered are actually familiar with the concept of Kingdom Hearts, while some aren't. I'm not sure if that will change anything, but it's good to know.
I hope you're learning something long-term from this experience, since you and Ben have a way better understanding of the multiverse than we do. Off topic, but what do you all think of Aladdin as a movie? I always enjoyed this one personally, as the setting was so much different than other Disney movies, yet close enough to the real world to feel realistic. That, and the animation really got interesting when the Genie was introduced. I also watched the Broadway musical a while back, and he said ain't nobody got time for that, which was very funny despite not being very topical.
As someone who doesn't enjoy foreign people myself, I surprisingly enjoyed it too. Not as much as you liked it, but I thought it was fine.
I'm going to have to get back with you on that, since I don't know if I ever watched the original. I might have only watched the live-action one, but I'm not sure.
That's about what we could have expected from Joe, but that's okay. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of the more popular Disney movies, but I didn't think it was bad by any means.
I'm with Barack in that I really like this movie, but nothing is ever going to top the fantastic Pinocchio that was released so long ago, and I have yet to see a Disney movie that tops it.
Jasmine, allow me to find you more suitable company, my dear princess. These little rats won't do, you see.
Jasmine, run!
Ah, the boy who holds the key.
What do you know, even more heartless I can beat really easily. More importantly, I was going to ask the new Donald, since we've met a few people like you before in the past worlds we've visited, what do you and your group of presidents do exactly? They tend to be involved in gaming to some degree from what we've seen.
All right, well, me, my Barack, and my Joe, God, that feels weird saying that. We basically play a lot of Pokemon. We're finishing up a playthrough of Pokemon Emerald, and we also climb the ladder on Pokemon Showdown a little bit. Pretty soon, we'll be starting up a Nuzlocke playthrough of Pokemon Platinum 2.
What is it with you people in Pokemon? We've had 4 multiverse character appearances so far, and 3 of you mainly playing Pokemon.
To be fair, Barack, out of all the gaming franchises, it is one of, if not the most successful and best-selling, so it's pretty likely just on pure statistics that they would enjoy it.
So I noticed based on your world designation that Jordan and myself have access to, that your area you came from is designated as Dylxan327. I hope I pronounced that correctly. These names always puzzle me as to what they mean. May I ask what that is in context of your world?
First of all, Numbnuts is Dylxan327. Don't ever disrespect him like that ever again. I think that's just the username of our creator. It's a play on his first name, Dylan.
So you just add the letter X to a name and it becomes a new name all of a sudden? That's certainly an interesting way of doing it. I wonder if anyone else has thought of that idea before.
Yeah, Donald, that would be a really weird naming convention to use outside of a YouTube channel. Anyway, I think it's time we get ready for the next section. We're about to use the magic carpet over here to the Cave of Wonders. We'll actually go there more than once, but the first time is to save Aladdin, since he's not going to be in great condition when we get there.
Okay, this has to be Tarzan. If it isn't, then I'm not sure who would be.
That is not Tarzan Joe, that is a carpet. I'm not even sure if this thing would count as being sentient, but it's likely smarter than the average Democrat and certainly smarter than you.
Just to let you know, Barack, you are about to fight some Heartless near the Cave of Wonders, though. There's nothing special here quite yet, so we'll probably skip most of the fight.
Good to know, Jordan, thank you. Donald, your profile picture already kind of gave this away, but I see you also had a shooter in your universe too. Did that differ from our Donald's, or did it pretty much go down the same way? Obviously, you must have lived, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Oh, hell yeah, it was sick as hell. He shot at me. I saw it coming, so I dodged it, then hit the Ziz pose and dipped. Didn't want to talk anyway, so it was perfect.
That is a strange way to describe an assassination attempt, but I couldn't have expected any less from Donald.
Genie, get rid of these guys!
Wish number 1 coming right up!
Holy shit, it's Robin Williams. Didn't he, like, unalive himself or something?
No, that's Will Smith. He's the genie in the lamp who sings that Friend Like Maine song.
No, this is actually Dan Castellaneta who voices him here, but Donald, you were much more accurate than Joe.
What are you doing out here?
Same old stuff. Hunting legendary treasure. Just paid a visit to the Cave of Wonders. I found that magic carpet.
I wonder what that carpet's real name is.
This lamp. Legend has it that whoever holds the lamp can summon
Please, kid, leave the intros to a professional. The one and only Genie of the Lamp. Rub-a-dub-dub the lamp and have your dearest wishes granted. Today's winner is Aladdin. Congratulations.
I will say the animation is quite good, even though it's in 3D compared to the 2D that he was originally made for, even though there's less special effects by comparison.
Wishes. Oh, 1 wish, a 2 wish, a 3 wish. Then I make like a banana and split. Our lucky winner made his first wish.
And let me tell you, what a doozy that wish was.
It is rather difficult not to hear Homer in his voice.
So, Master, what do you have for wish number 2?
How about making me a fabulously wealthy prince?
Whoa! Money, royalty, fame! Why didn't I see that? Okay, you asked for it. 100 servants and 100 camels loaded with gold. Just say the word and I'll deliver it in 30 minutes or less, or your meal's free! Hey, I'll even throw in a cappuccino.
It's pretty difficult to come up with decent commentary for this game when this guy never stops talking.
The scene has a minute or so left, so we won't be done yet.
Oh, why a prince?
You see, there's this girl in Agrabah named Jasmine. But she's a princess, and she could never fall for a guy like me.
Princess?
Jasmine?
Oh, that's right. She's in trouble, Aladdin.
What? Well, come on, let's get going.
To be honest with you guys, I kind of forgot about the princess ever since we met the genie. He just takes up so much of a presence that it's hard not to keep the focus on him.
Fresh air, the great outdoors.
I guess you don't get out much, huh?
Comes with a job. Phenomenal cosmic powers, itty-bitty living space. It's always 3 wishes, then back to my portable prison. I'm lucky to see the light of day every century or 2.
Just another heads up, Barack. There's a boss fight coming up after a few more scenes, but it should be easy enough for you to win.
Last wish to free you from the lamp. What do you think?
You do that?
Genie, it's a promise. After we help Jasmine.
Hey, New Donald, before the genie talks for another 45 minutes straight, I wanted to ask this. Probably isn't a question you get asked often, but are you aware of the general concept of the multiverse? I'm not sure if your presidents or games that you play have anything similar in them that would make any of this seem more sensical.
Well, I'll be honest. Sometimes I find myself making references to other versions of me that I don't actually know. So it's like my creator is some sort of god interacting with other gods who have created versions of me or something. The whole thing's really goddamn weird, honestly.
Calling his creator a god? Seems like he's winning that ego competition so far.
All right, enough of that. It's time for another scene.
Tights a little high, aren't you, boy? Back to your hole, street rat. I will not allow you to trouble the princess anymore.
Jasmine!
I'm so sorry, Aladdin.
Genie, help Jasmine, please.
1 wish left. You're making this really easy, you know?
So sorry, boy. I'm afraid your second wish has been denied.
Can you just have wishes denied? Does that mean he gets a refund if it doesn't work out?
That's actually a very good question. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, Al.
And now, I bid you all farewell. Attack!
All right, this is the pot centipede, which can mainly be defeated by the front and back sections. You could alternatively break the ones in the middle to momentarily disconnect them, but it's not required as far as I can tell. We may skip ahead at some point since he takes a while to beat and the strategy doesn't really change all that much.
In that case, I did want to acknowledge something with my counterpart here. Now I think about it, I've played some games in that Pokemon series you mentioned earlier, and one of my favorites in the series is Whiscash. Something about his earthquake move devastating the enemies around me is so appealing.
Yeah, I suppose Whiscash is fine, but I always preferred Sharpedo. That jaw can do a lot of damage, and his rough skin is really good to defend against physical attacks.
What in the actual hell is happening here? Why does Joe have the base Sharpedo take and Donald, or whoever the fuck you are, has the El Piscash take? This is so wrong.
I was expecting a bit less of a reaction, but I can now only wonder what happened between you and your Joe with those Pokemon in particular.
I also really like Slakoth and Typhlosion.
Okay, we're skipping ahead before that conversation can go any further.
I don't say this very often, but thank you, Barack. That was for the best.
Jasmine! To the desert! Come on, let's move!
All right, so this has been fun and all, but me and my boys are like 3 months behind schedule for our own series. Any idea how I can get back to my universe?
We'll need to seal the keyhole in this world, but I also have a theory that a character can leave after fighting an important of Heartless, though we haven't tested this all that much yet.
All right, Barack, you have to straight up fight the head before you can get into the Cave of Wonders. This is not a good fight in my humble and accurate opinion, since you have to hit the eyes, but the only real way you can do that is by going up the sides, which is very difficult, if not impossible, while he keeps shaking his head. We can just talk about whatever you all want while you struggle through no inherent fault of your own.
I was actually wondering, if you all got a genie with 3 wishes, what would you wish for? This is kind of a deeper existential question depending on who answers. Personally, I'd wish for all of my relatives to be guaranteed a happy and healthy life so they won't have to worry about anything major happening to them until the natural end of their life. That would be one for sure.
This is easy. I'd wish for immortality, the ability to have infinite terms as president, and the legal immunity to commit any crime I want to.
Yeah, I expected something like that from you.
This is a pretty tough question, I'll admit. I always wanted to be Batman when I was growing up, so that would probably be one. I wish I could go to the post office without all that much traffic on the way. I also wish I had a bit more time to think about this.
That was also about what I was expecting from you.
Before we go further into these hypotheticals, I did want to say that the Cave of Wonders is not all that much like it was in the movie, with one exception being a few rooms away. There's going to be some important switches you'll have to hit at the lower area. I know you may not want that many hints, but it's crucial that you know to go down there. Now that I think about it, most of this world isn't like the movie. Most of the areas are not based off of sections in the movie when you go room by room, at least. The events don't all line up, but I suppose I understand they had limited resources to tell each story. That and Agrabah itself feels very empty, with nearly everybody being gone when you were there.
That is a weird way to say the town name, but otherwise I agree with you. For my wishes, I'm going in a much different direction. I want to make a wish that would completely flip around how our society works and see how it adjusts. For example, I would wish for the minimum wage to permanently increase for every job in the world to $600 an hour. I would love to see how companies adjust this when they run out of their budget within weeks, if not days, and also how everyone price gouges to points never before seen in human history. Another example is that I would wish for all electricity to permanently cease to exist and have no possible way of being recreated. I would love to see how everyone can even get the news about what's happening when they have no way to communicate over long distance. One final wish would be to extend the natural lifespan of every living being on Earth by 10 times the amount.
Those are all terrifying to think of, the long-term effects of changes that drastic to how we live. Donald, that plays Pokemon, what would you wish for if you had the chance?
3 wishes, huh? Well, one of those would obviously be bringing back my beloved Monica.
That sounds more like something Bill would say, but he hasn't shown up here yet. Who exactly is Monica, Donald?
Oh, where do I begin? Monica is the most beautiful creature in the entire Pokemon-filled region of Hoenn. I spent hours finding her as a Phoebus, evolving her into Melodic, and then winning a beauty contest with her. But I released her into the wild so she can roam the vast waters freely instead of suffering an eternity damned in the PC system. I would wish to just see her one more time.
So hypothetically, let's say you have access to a genie with nearly limitless ability to grant wishes, and your first thought is to bring back a fictional Pokemon that isn't even limited in the ability to capture it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can catch another and save yourself a wish. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize your thought process, but I think you should consider your options a little more.
In all fairness, most of our wishes have not all been the most reasonable, so that's not all that far off. My last wish is for all racism to stop existing, which would essentially mean Donald and probably Joe would cease to exist. Ben, how about your wishes?
I would wish for ownership of Daily Wire Plus from Joe. Then I would wish for everyone in the world to subscribe to Daily Wire Plus to watch me clown all over the liberals of the world. I wouldn't even use my last wish, as I would have everything I'd ever want.
Very insightful, Ben, thank you. Sometimes I regret asking questions because it devolves into lunacy, and that's pretty much what we've gotten over the past few minutes. I wonder if something interesting will happen in the game soon, too.
My first wish, Genie. Show me the keyhole.
Well, now you know where the keyhole is, so that's definitely a lot of progress. If only we could reach the room that they're all in.
I think you can get in now, though, since you hit some of those platform pieces. Or at least I think that's what opens the room up.
He is more persistent than I expected. Why not explain the situation to that boy, Riku? Doing so may actually prove useful to our...
I hope you don't have to fight both of them at the same time.
Wait a second. Are you Maleficent?
Oh yeah, I forgot Sora hasn't seen her before yet.
Jafar, let Jasmine go!
Not a chance. You see, she's a princess. One of 7 who somehow hold the key to opening the door.
I wonder if Tarzan is one of the princesses.
Open?
But you fools won't live to see what lies beyond it. Genie, my second wish. Crush them!
Genie, no!
Sorry, Al. The one with the lamp calls the shots. I don't have a choice.
Well, that's not very reassuring for us.
Okay, Barack, this is one of the less fun fights in this world. You have to hit Jafar a lot, but you can only really hit him after jumping on one of those platforms, and he likes to fly around a lot. There's not much you can do except follow him around and slowly get his health bar down. Also, the Genie can attack you, but as long as you're not in the center area, he's not that much of a concern.
For the sake of the viewers, we'll cut out a lot of the running around so they won't have to get bored of it. It doesn't even look all that difficult, just takes a while to get to him.
While you do that Jafar fight, I did want to ask Donald, what do your presidents tend to do in that pocket monster game? I think I heard about that when it was first coming out. I had one of those link cables, but I never had any friends around me who wanted to play Pokemon, since they told me I should be more responsible during my time as a senator and should pay attention more, but I stopped paying attention around that point, so I don't know what they said after that. I like some of them, but never really played the games all that much.
No one calls it pocket monsters, Joe. God the Joe in this universe is just as annoying as the Joe in mine. But anyway, basically the protagonist in the Pokemon game goes around collecting gym badges so you can take on the Elite Four and become the greatest Pokemon trainer in the world. Some people also like going around and collecting all the Pokemon available in the game, hence the phrase, gotta catch 'em all, that you've surely heard of.
I didn't actually know a lot of that, thank you.
Kind of weird how it took you 20 minutes to ask a basic question about his president adventures, but anyway, good job, Barack, on the fight.
Thank you, it wasn't all that difficult, really.
It's time for another scene before the next fight.
Genie, my final wish. I want you to make me an all-powerful genie!
I can't imagine this is going to go well for us.
Can we just leave him down there while we seal the keyhole? I think that would work for us.
That does make sense, but no, we have to go down here.
So this world hasn't been especially difficult yet, so I'd imagine this won't be too much more difficult. I'm guessing I would just have to hit the bird or the lamp a lot, and that would end the fight.
That is correct, Barack. This is loosely based on the part of the movie where Jafar turns himself into a genie, though this time there's actually a fight right after instead of just being put back into the lamp immediately afterwards. In my opinion, this is actually better than the previous fight, as there's more opportunity to hit the lamp, though there are still parts where it's not as easily accessible. Either way, it is interesting to see what the game does and doesn't take from the movie, as most of what we've seen for the actual explorable areas are made up for the game, such as most of the Cave of Wonders and pretty much everything that happens when you go inside it, except for Jafar's last wish.
I agree, it is good to compare what is and isn't in the movie. This does make me question if future Kingdom Hearts games are going to take more inspiration from live-action movies. Without spoiling too much, there are some live-action Disney movies that are adapted into worlds for the series, though none of them have been those more realistic-looking ones as of yet. I doubt it would be happening, as they'd probably go for animated movies they haven't done yet, but still.
Not really relevant, but I do also have to say there isn't much going on in this fight. I'd expect him turning into a genie would be more of a threat, but I haven't been in that much danger, and it's probably already halfway over. I can't imagine how I could be fighting him any differently, but if he was as powerful as he was in the movie, then perhaps this would be a harder fight.
I don't even know if genies are technically allowed to kill, but you'd be surprised what you can live through.
Actually thinking about the rules of a genie, even though someone only gets 3 wishes, can't they just rub the lamp again to get more wishes? Can the genie refuse the wishes after the 3 have already been used? I've never thought of that before. Seems like an important detail.
That is an important detail, but what's even more important is that the fight for the lamp is pretty much over. This world was not all that difficult, and the main battles just took a while for the most part. Not much of a challenge at all.
Yeah, I knew you could do it.
Okay, Jafar. Back to your lamp.
If they threw the lamp into the lava, just like in Aladdin, The Return of Jafar, that could save a lot of time for the next game, but that's fine.
I didn't even know they made a sequel. That's good to know.
Jasmine? Jasmine!
All right, Other Donald, it's been a fun time with you today, but this is the part where you have to go back since this is the keyhole we needed to find. I hope you enjoy your next Pokemon playthrough, whenever that may be.
Oh, Jesus, I don't feel so good, boys. I think this is my time to say my goodbyes. I can feel myself transporting back to my universe. So first of all, Donald of this universe, you are incredibly handsome. Everyone else, eat a dick. Peace.
I miss him so much already.
I don't know, he didn't seem to like me so much except for when I mentioned that Sharpedo earlier.
Well, Other Donald, if you can still hear us, thank you for keeping us company, and we hope your adventures with your presidents go as well as they reasonably can. Jordan and Ben, should I even be worried about this section, or is it going to be really easy?
I don't think you could lose to this part here if you tried to. Kind of weird how it's only now that they're doing the escape from the Cave of Wonders, when that happened near the halfway point of the movie, but I suppose there's no other place than here to put it.
Despite the unique gameplay here, it's rather easy to stay alive just by not getting hit by everything. There's not any real gameplay after this section, so you're pretty much fine for the rest of the video.
Yeah, overall, Barack, you did a good job navigating this place, even though it didn't seem all that difficult. I'm up next, so maybe I'll have a bit more of a challenge.
We'll find out when we get to the next video, but I don't anticipate you'll do badly.
Either way, I'm glad to be done here. We're just about out of here.
I'm really excited to see the Genie live out his life with that one maid and have a few kids. Does that happen here too?
No, Joe, that does not happen in this game. Let's just watch and see the last wish happen.
Oh, okay, that will work too. I just really like that movie.
Earth to Al? Hello, you still have one wish left? Look, just say the word. Ask me to find Jasmine for you.
I wish for your freedom, Genie.
Al!
That's a very blank expression there.
A deal's a deal, Genie. Now you can go anywhere you want. You're your own master.
He actually stayed true to his word. That was good of him to do.
But if you can, it'd be great if you could go along with them and help Sora find Jasmine.
Sorry, Al. I'm done taking orders from others.
That's fine, we can do it without him.
But a favor? Now that's entirely different. I guess I could give that a try. After all, we're pals, right, Al?
Genie.
Just leave it to me!
Now, the Genie can be used as a summon, but we probably won't use him much.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
That smarmy Vizier could have had him. If someone had stuck around to give him a hand.
Hey, I did my part. I brought the princess, didn't I?
Jafar was beyond help, consumed by his own hatred. One should beware of letting it burn too fiercely.
Once this scene is almost over, we'll do the outro for today.
Whoa, 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 lighten up. I'm as cool as they come, okay? By the way, kid, have we got something special for you?
Huh?
We had a deal, yes? You help us, and we grant you your wish.
Is she a genie as well?
I don't think that's how she meant it.
Kyrie!
Go to her. Your vessel is waiting.
Just remember, this is no pleasure cruise. It won't be a pleasant voyage.
Since Captain Hook is here, that must mean we'll see Neverland at some point.
What's the catch?
Catch? What's the catch? Silly boy. You're like a son to me. I only want you to be happy.
I seriously doubt that.
Believe what you wish. But lest we forget, I kept my end of the bargain.
All right, the main part of the scene is done, so we can finish up right about here. Barack, you did very well, despite there not being all that much challenge. Donald, you are up next time in the series, and it'll be interesting to see both where and who we see.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally play this again since it's been a while for us all. I'm sure I'll do exceptionally well like always.
Thank you to all the viewers watching.
As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And peace out, people.